Hey guys, just went to see the new Evil Dead Burn film. There was some really intense scenes in there, so I'm just going to say right now, if anybody who had been in an abusive relationship, maybe this film's not going to be for you, because they might get some PTSD. Because it made me intense. So basically this film started off with these two people just enjoying their life, going fishing, exploring the sea, no data, no Wi-Fi, no relationships, just the two of them. When one of them had the fish hook to grab something, they would have presumed it was a fish. Instead, it was an entity that was brought up, and that led to both of them dying. Then afterwards, this entity stood in the centre of the road and got crushed by this car. But then a little bit of reverse, it goes to this nightclub of this prick treating his wife like dog crap. Absolute filthy prick who you just wanted to punch in the fucking face. I absolutely hated that prick. I absolutely fucking hated him. He was an absolute scum of the universe. And you had so many cutscenes through it of how much crap he put her through, how much torture he put her through, how much bullying that he did. And what annoyed me is his family saw him as a saint. He was this wonderful son, a nice guy, but in reality, that he's a woman beater, he's a scumbag, and he's an absolute prick. So he eventually died, but you thought that's the end of him? It's not. He's not the end of him. He hits the entity with the car and being drunk, and then the car bursts into flames. He gets tortured. Good. You thought he's going to be done for. He's not. Should have been. That would have been nice. But when there's the funeral, everybody's crying except his ex-wife. I think she's now just absorbing all the emotions that's going through, all the trauma, all the guilt, all the pain, all the sorrow, that everything that she had to deal with due to his bullying, she had to go and face it. So when they went to the funeral, she was the only one who didn't cry. Rightfully so, he rots in hell. But when he was about to put in the flames, as they do when you get turned into ashes, the dad, obviously grieving, puts his hand on the coffin, hears a knock on the coffin, so he opens the coffin door, and then the entity comes out, kills one of the undertakers, and then possesses the father, and then a lot more transfers after that. The ex-wife and other family members goes to this family house where they got married, and everything just happened slowly but surely. First he was introducing them. The mum hated her. Alice, the main girl, by the way, Alice is my favourite character in this film. She fully embraced in female empowerment. Chapter 2, she fully embraced in female empowerment, getting her redemption, getting her freedom, getting her spirit, getting everything of her life back through this journey, through this film. And she actually became my favourite member of this show. She was my favourite part of this movie. But these family members are stupid, like reading the book, seeing the dad being a prick, he stabbing people. Like, there was a scene in this car where the dad was basically choking this woman, and the son, she's like, what do I do, what do I do, playing dumb. If you see a woman getting hurt, you fucking kick that man in the ass. Yes, you might not have won, because he's an entity, you're going to still die regardless, but come on now, if you see a woman in trouble, you help her. Don't act like a chicken shit and run away like he did. But we find out there's not much he would have been able to do, because that guy shoots himself in the head like 100 times without feeling anything. So there's so many different entities in this. You get that one, you get this other woman who he killed in the car, tipping candles down her throat, so she was absorbed into all that as well. So yeah, this film was very, very intense. This film was violent and gory and everything that you would expect with the Evil Dead movies. And there's so many stupid things, like the mother thought this all of a sudden her mother was back to normal. No, and then she's kissing her husband like he used to kiss her, and he believes all this crap. like there were so many different deaths and weird entities, like when the son actually grew a backbone, and this other woman who was sort of attractive, don't get me wrong, when she was normal, but when she was evil and twisted, there's a bit there he got put on these knife and forks and stabbed right through his back. She was licking him across the face, which was kind of weird but kind of nice too. It was one of those weird things. But this film was really, really weird about the family, but also women empowerment for Grace and her redemption, her fight to get her freedom back. And there's so much gore, so much violence, so much mystique in this, and it was all about this dagger that she needed to get to free herself. And even eventually when she did get this dagger, it was not over. They were still fighting, they were still clawing, they were still everything. She burnt the entire house down, and you thought that was over. Then her ex-husband comes out through the flames, looking like a blood corpse of flames coming after her, and this woman went through hell. She had a needle, I think it was a needle or a screwdriver or something, goes right through her ear. That was gruesome. She got burnt, she got needled in her ear, she got smacked around, she got beaten up, but she was already used to that because of her ex-husband, and that was a strong message in this. One more. Everything that she went through, she kept fighting back, and she proved to her mother-in-law that her mother-in-law was a prick. She was an absolute prick, so she let her die. Rightfully so. She didn't. She thought her son was a Mr. Innocent. No, he was a scum of the universe. So there was some growth, like the son, who was an absolute chicken shit, eventually grew a spine. Yes, obviously he died as well. Spoiler alert, you know. But there was this massive climax where there was in this sort of area where she had all this oil. The hot oil was about to come and get her, and she still had to fight him, her ex-husband. Luckily, at the end of it, she did survive, burst into tears on the road, and one of the doctors literally went, "What happened to you?" "My ex-husband." And then it shut down with her having a cigarette, closing, and then there was a little cut scene afterwards, so stay tuned for that. It's not long in the credits, so hope there's not another one that I didn't miss. But yeah, this film was intense, it was brutal, it was dark, it was violent, but it was also about women's strength of proving that you can get out of an abusive relationship and stand tall against everything, against all the odds. So Grace was my favourite character in this film. Not just because she looked good, it's simply because what she went through, and because of what she had to deal with, and stay strong at the end. It was really, really well done, and it wasn't really about the family, it was really about her journey to redemption. So I actually give this film a solid 8.5 out of 10. I actually really, really loved this film. It was so fucking good. There was intense moments that I did get really angry with, not like people would know, but I felt it in my mind. But yeah, this film was fucking good, so I recommend people to check it out. Evil Dead Burn in cinemas now, so go and check it out. And of course, like, comment, share, subscribe, you know, all that jazz. Peace.